we strictly do 80s, Joel.
Whoa, for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest time.
Billy Joel doo-wop sucks.
All right.
Okay.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I don't even know what the beginning is anymore.
You're really good at saying that. It's like, welcome to Flock of Geeks Gaming. I am your host, Defense.
Ah, good job. I was testing you.
Yeah, you're just... I don't know what episode number this
Welcome
is.
to the show, everybody. Flock of Geeks Game Podcast. I'm your host, Defense, and alongside me is...
Kester.
It's episode 37.
Okay, that seems about right. I'll trust you on this
It
one.
is right.
Okay.
I just checked. So actually, I'm not your host this evening.
Oh, yeah, I'm hosting because I did all the work this week.
Kester's going to do the Halloween special for everybody.
Yeah,
I'm just going to sit back.
Yeah, we're going to do the generic Halloween special.
Or-
But first half of the show is going to be some news, followed by we both got Battlefield, so we're going to give our thoughts on Battlefield.
Yeah.
And then second half of the show, we're just going to do horror games, horror movies, Halloween stuff that we like.
Chit chat
Yes.
about the Halloween stuff.
Yes, because I do love Halloween, so it should
I do
be
too.
fun.
Was it me or this year just seemed not as Halloweeny?
I don't know, man. It's about the same.
I've realized, honestly, for me, once I stopped having cable, it feels like Halloween doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah, you're not watching The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, so you have no idea it's
Hocus
even
Pocus.
Halloween. Yeah, Hocus Pocus.
And then I miss the Fear Fest, Michael Myers on 24/7. Oh well.
Oh, well. We'll get to that in the second half.
I know.
So,
Getting ahead of myself.
Yeah. Now you're getting ahead of yourself.
Because I'm not the host.
Yeah, see, the host has to try and keep things organized. And I'm sure I'm going to be fantastic at this because I'm great at everything I do.
Put me in my place, Kester.
Let me show you how to host real quick.
All right.
All right, my first bit of news is they're making a new Rambo movie. Have you heard this?
I was scrolling through Facebook, saw remake of Rambo, and I just kept going.
Okay. Did you hear why this is a terrible idea?
Well, I could tell you, but go ahead.
No Stallone.
I know.
Like, what is the point? He is Rambo.
I thought he was going to do one more.
I was hoping he was.
All right, we're back.
We're back. We're back. Okay. We just kept going there about Rambo, but we weren't recording any of it, so there's probably an odd cut.
this fucking recording.
Yeah.
It just stopped.
Apparently, I can't host. This is just I'm falling apart. The whole system's
It's the
breaking down.
Halloween special,
And
man.
it's the
Spooky
Halloween-
things
yeah.
are happening.
And I think what we were talking, we went on a great rant about how this is a terrible idea to remake Rambo. Just trust us on that.
So bad.
Yeah.
Terrible idea.
But yeah, it is Stallone's best movie, so you can't make it without Stallone.
No, it is the equivalent of remaking Rocky without Stallone.
Yeah,
It is.
it's the same thing. You just
You just don't do it. Just
No.
make a different movie that's not Rambo, and you can be in the woods like every other fucking movie.
just have another guy in the woods being hunted.
Is there anybody who's gonna who's being Rambo?
I don't know. They haven't said.
Is it
yet.
like Channing Tatum?
I would
hope-
assume it's Channing
I hope
Tatum.
so.
I would who else would it be?
I don't know.
Maybe Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner. He's in everything for some reason.
Dude, if The Rock is in it.
Oh, The Rock. Yeah, it could be The Rock.
I've grown to like The Rock,
I do like The Rock.
but if he fucking is Rambo, I'm done.
yeah,
I'm done.
I'm off that train. Well, he already wants to remake Big Trouble in Little China. It's like that doesn't make any sense.
No.
Like you can't have The Rock be like a bumbling sidekick. Like he's like the perfect man. Like the joke was Kurt Russell wasn't that great. He just thought he was. The Rock is that great. Like he's a monster of a human being.
Like you said, it's like Kurt Russell wants to be The Rock.
Yeah,
And now they're remaking with The Rock, so it makes no sense.
exactly. So that's
Oh,
a terrible idea. So another terrible remake coming.
Can't wait.
You ready for next bit of news? Is the Switch news?
Nintendo Switch.
Yes, a couple of things happened after the announcement. The first is Nintendo stock took a huge dive.
Really?
Yes. Analysts are saying there's no way anyone is buying this thing except Nintendo fans. So they're projecting it's going to be a failure. So their stock took a nosedive.
That's weird because everybody, seriously, everybody I've talked to thinks it looks awesome and they want it.
Yeah, I mean, according to them, they think that, only Nintendo fans are going to buy it. Same thing with the Wii U. So it's not going to be successful. And after all the money they made with Pokemon, then they kind of got hit. I don't understand it either. I thought they're saying that like casual gamers will not buy this thing, like only Nintendo fans.
I don't know, because there's a couple people that aren't, like, among my friends that aren't Nintendo fans, and they're saying that this is going to be their first Nintendo console in a long time.
So yeah, I'm going I see this. Like, I don't.
I know you do. Yeah, you talked about it.
I'm not going to buy this thing, probably. Yeah. I don't see.
Yeah, but you didn't buy Wii U either.
Yeah, because Nintendo sucks.
I know, but I'm saying, like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So what they're thinking is people like you are going to just stay the same way. Like, I don't want that
like
either.
It didn't do anything to move us.
I gotcha.
So it, like, hurt them pretty, like, they're saying the numbers are going to be bad, so their stock took a nosedive. It's just kind of crazy that they're predicting it's going to be a failure already.
Really? I mean, I think the response was great.
I think it was from Nintendo fans, but you failed to move the dial on like people that aren't a fan. You didn't get any new people, I don't think.
Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like people who have PlayStation or Xbox One, they're just going to get the updated version of that other than getting a brand new console.
Yeah, or a VR or something.
Yeah,
like,
seriously.
Why would you want to switch? I see it.
I know you do, but I want one.
I know. And I'll play yours.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I'm probably if it was $250, I might get it to play Zelda, but
it's not going to be that cheap.
No,
I think 3 is going to be the lowest it'll go.
And
if it's even that.
And then you're going to have to buy that controller. That's another $50 and all these add-ons and other controllers. So I'm sure it's not going to be. You're looking at a $400 investment probably.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I'm not doing that, so I can see why this happened. The other thing is they did say that the release of this will not kill the DS, that they're still going to be supporting it.
Well, yeah, supporting it and making... I don't know. I know they're not going to just stop supporting it.
Yeah.
But will they make a new one?
Probably. I don't know.
That's the question.
That's the question. But games will still at least come out for this.
Yeah.
Because if they wanted to force everyone into the Switch, they'd just be like, we're not supporting this.
Yeah.
So at least if you have a 3DS, they're not leaving you behind.
That's good. I still feel like it's not going to get as much material anymore.
No, I think it will go downhill pretty fast.
Because I know Monster Hunter's really huge on the handheld because it's exclusive for it, the 3DS. It's a huge phenomenon on the handheld. And I like that game a lot, but I always wanted to play it on a console. I have a feeling it's going to switch over to the Switch. And
I see what you did there.
Sorry.
I see what you did there. I applaud you, sir.
I have a feeling that game is going to start going to consoles instead, which I think it's a better place for it personally.
Yeah.
But still, I think a lot of the games that 3DS has that no one else has is going to start plummeting.
Yeah, it might be even the niche role-playing games, which seem to be I've heard that PlayStation Vita is actually the best place for Japanese RPGs.
Well, yeah, it is because they're always coming out for it. You just never hear about it because it's the Vita, and you have the PlayStation 1 Classics that you can download onto for $4, and that has every amazing RPG you can imagine.
Yeah, so I mean there is those niche RPGs that go to handhelds. Maybe shit like that'll keep going, but they're big franchises. Do you think they're gonna actually make another Mario for the DS or another?
If it is, it's just going to be another side-scrolling.
Yeah, but they're probably not going to make another Zelda for it.
No.
Yeah. So.
I wouldn't imagine, because they came out with A Link Between Worlds.
Which I never played.
Which is phenomenal.
I'm sure it is.
It might be the best, in my opinion, the best handheld original Zelda. Because, obviously, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are on the handheld now. But I don't count those because they're not originally on there.
Yeah, I do really like Minish Cap. Do you remember Minish Cap?
That's it's between those two.
Yeah, Minish Cap's really good.
A Link Between Worlds and Minish Cap are my top two, and it depends
They're
on
all
the day.
good actually, except the 3D ones, like Spirit Tracks.
The only reason I didn't like those as much is I hated the control
Yeah,
scheme.
if they would have let you control it with a controller, it would have been fine.
Yeah, the game itself was good.
It's just like, why did they shove the fucking drawing shit on there?
I don't know.
It ruined it.
It's not even the fact that the drawing. Like, if it was like that happened once in a while to do a puzzle, that's fine. But like to move, that's so annoying.
And to attack.
Yeah, and it's like it's like I'm getting arthritis here.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's hard to like what am I gonna sit there on one hand hold, the other hand like draw all the time?
Yeah, and what's stupid is they could have like let you do both, but they're just like, nah, we're going with the one.
Yeah,
and you can't use like the D-pad. It makes no fucking sense. Nintendo, man.
I do want to say this since we're on this topic. My brother told me that Mario Maker's coming out for 3DS.
That's cool.
It is cool, but guess what's not cool about it?
What?
It doesn't. You can't play other people's levels online.
Then what's the point?
I don't know. And you don't have the suits. You know how like Mario Maker you could be Link?
Yeah.
You can be, Samus or whatever. That's not in it either.
So it's just a really shitty version of a game.
It's like they're going to give you pre-made like levels that they made, like a lot of those that you could play. You can make your own and then play your own, which is really stupid.
I guess maybe they think they're gonna have like 5 people in a room with DS.
That's what it is.
Levels and then passing them
That's
around.
the only way that you can play each other's levels,
That
is
is-
if you're in the same room.
That seems like a terrible idea.
I know. It's a cash grab. It's really what it is I don't think. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not telling people that this is what it's like, but I assume people aren't going to look into it and they're just gonna be like, oh yeah, I can play this on 3DS, sweet, and they're gonna buy it and they're gonna be like, I can't do anything.
We're banking on the fact that people aren't going to look into this before they buy it.
Yeah, it's like politics.
Great. Yeah, very similar.
It's like voting for somebody.
Exactly. But ching, you were on fire today.
I know. Co-host.
Co-hosting is so much easier, isn't
Grade
it?
A.
Yeah, you just sit there and respond. Okay. So the next one I got here is Deadpool 2. Did you hear about this one?
I heard that. I mean, everyone knew it was coming out.
Yeah.
It's going to, but it didn't get a name.
No, the director walked.
What?
Yeah, the director from the first one walked. Creative differences with Ryan Reynolds.
So he's a dickhead.
Who? Which one?
Ryan Reynolds?
I think they just ended up backing Ryan Reynolds, the studio, because what the controversy was is he wanted a big budget, like, superhero movie, like...
Wait, who?
The director.
Okay.
He wanted, like, an X-Men level budget.
Yeah.
And Ryan Reynolds was like, no, if we make it for that much money, it'll lose, like, the edge and the heart. So
I could see that.
Yeah, so it was like they just disagreed about it, and he walked.
Well, that's what made the first one so good.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's what's wrong with this. It's like, why would you change anything? Just make another one like you just did. Like,
yeah,
different content.
And that's what Ryan Reynolds wanted to do, but
Yeah.
he wanted to make it more spectacular, and he thought, well, if you do that, it's just going to be any other comic book.
It's gonna be a fucking X-Men movie.
Exactly, and that would be terrible.
Yeah.
And this is the best movie of the year so far, still to me.
Yeah, it's definitely up there for me.
So I kind of, and they said I don't know, have you ever watched Stranger Things?
No, but I intend to.
I keep hearing great things. I watched the first episode, and I was like, meh.
Yeah.
So maybe I have to give...
It is a show, though.
Yeah,
so give it at least 3 or 4
I'm going to have to give it
episodes.
more than that, and I just haven't had a chance to watch anymore, but I guess one of the directors of that is taking it over.
Okay. Well, didn't Spielberg do that one?
I don't know.
I think Spielberg did Stranger Things.
Yeah, but a director of a couple episodes.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't remember his name.
Gotcha.
He's taking it over. So I think and then they also disagreed over the cable casting.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Ryan Reynolds disagreed with?
Yeah, him. I can't remember who he wanted to cast, but Ryan Reynolds didn't want to cast that person.
Okay.
So they were just having creative differences.
Honestly, I really do think that they just need to take Ryan Reynolds' word for everything during this movie.
I would think so as well.
Like, he is the character. I believe that he's the perfect choice for him. I think he loves the character more than anyone on that set.
Definitely.
And I think he has good taste in that kind of thing.
And I mean, it still has the same writers that wrote the first one.
Plus, I do think Ryan Reynolds probably helped write those movies as well.
Probably.
I mean,
especially probably a lot of improv in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess what's Weasel, is that his name?
Which one?
His friend.
At the bar?
Yeah, what's his name?
I forget.
I can't
That
remember.
might be right.
But like most of their dialogue was just improv.
It was great.
Yeah, and it was like one of the funniest parts of that movie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So at least like you have the writers, directors. They just lost the director. It just it sucks because that was such a perfect movie.
It was. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's still Ryan Reynolds is still involved, and he was part of the creative process in the first one. Maybe he can kind of step in and take over and help the new director. And
it might
we'll
be
work
he
together.
did want more, like to be able to call more shots as well. And I mean, if you're the studio, you're backing Reynolds in this.
No, dude, that's
And also, he wants to spend less of your money.
yeah, exactly.
So they're like, oh yeah, we agree with him. So
I just thought maybe it was Ryan Reynolds just being a dickhead, because it always seems that it's the actors who are acting like douchebags, but in this case I'm glad to hear that it's not that.
He was just more committed to keeping it like the first one.
Good. And I completely back him on that.
Yeah, I back him on that one as well. So I mean, it sucks, but at the same time, it's not, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal.
Yeah,
I think the script will still be good, and as long as you get a competent enough director, because I don't really remember the directing being amazing in that movie.
In which one?
Deadpool. I mean, it was good.
Some of those scenes, though, like the opening scene, so good.
Exactly.
Just the way they did everything. But yeah, I don't know. It definitely, it was a combined piece of art. It wasn't like this stood out over this. It was like everything came together very nicely. So I think they'll be okay.
I think they will too, but it is just like that kind of worries you at the same time.
Yeah.
Usually switching directors does not work out well.
Mm-mm. No, it never really makes it better, at least.
No, it really never does.
Yeah.
Oh,
well.
Okay.
Is there a title for it yet, though?
I don't know. There might be.
Okay. I thought I saw that there was, but I don't know.
There's absolutely no way to find out either.
I know. I wish I had some kind of like online place
some
to learn.
sort of place to do research of that kind, but as far as I know, one does not exist.
Maybe I'll check.
We should get on inventing that.
Yeah.
Some sort of search engine.
Yes.
So get on that. All right. Next on my amazing show. Dude, I wrote everything on my phone, so it's very, very small and hard to see. I wasn't ready to host. I did not come prepared for this.
I came less prepared.
Yeah, you actually came less prepared. Okay, so next bit of news. Okay. And this is more of, I just want to applaud them.
Okay.
Titanfall 2 came out.
Yes.
Getting pretty decent reviews.
Yeah, it is.
We went over on the beta. It's not really anything that impresses me enough to get it.
Me neither, but it's not a bad game.
Yeah, but it seems awesome. But they deserve to be applauded because no season pass. And when asked about it, the director was like, do you remember when you paid for everything in a game and you got it?
Yes.
And that's what we're doing. So they deserve... I just wanted to throw that out there and praise them.
Good fucking job.
Yeah, they're like...
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So there's no microtransactions in that game?
No, none.
Nice.
And if they do DLC, it's all going to be free. And everything was included when you paid for it.
Guess what? I might buy it now.
I know. I was thinking about that. I was like, I want to support this idea.
I'm just going to buy it. I don't care if I play it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get it.
Just so they know that I love them for doing this.
Yeah, like I want them to do so well so that every other company's like, oh, okay, we'll do that too.
Yeah, it sets a standard.
Who is the developers?
I don't even know, to be honest with you. Do you?
No, that's why I asked.
Yeah, but it's awesome that they're doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. And this one's actually kind of cool, but Borderlands 3 has been announced.
Really?
Yes.
I did not hear that.
And did you know who the art director is for the team? What are they called? Do you know? The Borderlands guys? Is it Gearbox? I think it is. Okay, whatever. Whoever they're called.
The most informed gaming podcast of all time.
If only we had a way to find these things out, but we just don't.
I would honestly Google it right now, but I'm scared to touch this recording.
Yeah, and
because it keeps messing up.
And I can't use my phone.
And I got so many texts right now that like
so many bitches texting Andrew right now that he can't do it. So we're just gonna.
I wish.
But I just wanted to point the main artist on the team. His name is Scott Kester.
Oh, that you mean your cousin?
Yes, my cousin is now the Borderlands art director, so I have an in.
Dude, we got to go with this. We got to do something.
I know.
Be like, hey man, I have a I didn't know you were doing this. I have a podcast.
Yeah, I haven't seen you since.
We should try to
something.
dude. Let's try to get into Borderlands 3.
We could try
Flock
this.
of Geeks Gaming somewhere. I could throw it in there, just on just a sign somewhere
Just
in
a
some
sign.
rundown bathroom.
I'll call the guy. I think we're related, but I don't know how.
I want to say royal bloodline.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because it's honestly the first time I've ever heard someone with the name Kester besides me.
And it's a video game.
Yeah.
An artist.
But
Is he the lead?
Lead artist.
Oh, man.
Of Borderlands, Scott Kester. So.
Has he been on all of them?
Yeah, he's been on all of them.
On that, honestly, I think Borderlands, one of the best things about that game is the art direction.
Oh, without a doubt,
It
it's
stands out. It's
fantastic.
fucking awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, they revealed just one of the characters, and it was a girl pirate. Yeah, she looks fucking awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a girl pirate is the first character.
Well, I know who I'm gonna be.
Yeah, exactly.
It dodoesn't matter what else.
You don't even have to show me the tank.
There could be a ninja, and I'm still gonna pick the chick pirate.
Yeah, she looks fantastic. They didn't really say anything about the game other than they are working on it.
Did she have a weapon or like?
She had a claw,
N-
like a hook hand.
So it was an actual her actual hand was gone and it was a hook.
Yes.
Yes.
And I didn't see a weapon.
I hope it's like like a musket or something.
It would have to be a musket. It's the only thing that makes sense. And it's semi-automatic musket
Yes.
of some kind. Yeah, that I could be down with.
Yeah, dude, that's great.
But yeah, awesome. Borderlands 3. Love
Sweet.
both Borderlands.
And I wanted to say that if nobody knew, and I'm real sad about it, I saw something. It was like, oh, Borderlands 2 is free right now. I'm like, oh shit, and it's only free on Xbox One.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I think I have Borderlands downloaded on my PS3 though, so I have it.
I actually do too, but I wanted to replay it.
Yeah,
and I was
I
like,
do love
hopefully
the
it's on the PC because of Microsoft, but nope, it's only on Xbox.
I hate
One.
whenever they give the free game and you already have it.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
you get so sad. So yeah, the last free games were Journey and Lords of the
Fallen.
I actually played that for a bit.
Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah, just awful.
It is so bad.
It is terrible. It is so slow. It's like you're moving through molasses. The graphics are nice.
Yeah.
But is it not anywhere near as good as Dark Souls?
It is disgusting.
It is
It's like a
terrible.
disgrace.
Yeah. I played that for about an hour and I was just like, nope. Delete.
It's like promising for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Like, oh yeah, I could see this.
I see this. I like this story. We got some giants. World looks fantastic, and then you start swinging a sword, and it's like, why am I moving in slow motion?
Yep.
Ugh.
Dude, I played that for far too long.
Really?
Like giving it a
You
chance.
gave it more than that. When the second boss was the same exact as the first boss, I was like, no, we're done with this.
It was literally the fact that like when I killed something and it came back to life with full health again.
Yeah, that's.
I'm just like, I'm done. This
Yeah.
is fucking stupid.
It's like you're just.
It's not hard. Like it is hard and it's challenging, but it's also very cheap.
Yeah,
That's something that Dark Souls isn't.
yeah, it is.
Cheap?
Yes,
It's
the archers are cheap.
They're cheap, but they don't come back to life.
Yeah, that is. They do not come back to life.
There's like
but
one-
would you say like the fifth toxin swamp is?
A little much,
It's
yeah.
a little much. I
Yeah.
mean, there's some cheapness in there.
I guess. I don't know. I didn't feel too cheap ass. It was just more or less frustration because I don't want to do it.
And I also didn't like that I couldn't make a character.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that.
Yeah. I'm just this generic guy.
Yeah, generic guy. I mean, I at least wanted to name him Steve, and I couldn't even do that. So I was like,
Steve what? What was Steve?
Burnside. Burnside, yes. Always Steve Burnside. Greatest character of all time. But yeah, that sucked. But the other free one was Journey, and I finally played that, and that was amazing.
That game is fantastic.
It is so good.
I actually bought it because when it first came back to PS4, just because I wanted to buy it.
Yeah, I was genuine. Like, because I thought I'd hate something like that because it is just like exploring and puzzles, and I'm usually not for that thing. But man, that game was beautiful.
It was.
It's like, it's worth playing.
And you got to play with other people? Like
Yeah,
that?
it was me and one guy. I did the whole thing with I did it in one sitting
Yeah.
with him.
And it's so cool.
Yeah.
That you go, it's an interesting concept, and you have no idea who it is the whole time, and at the end it tells you who it is.
Yeah.
And I think it's really neat.
It is really neat. And he knew what he was doing, so I just kind of followed him.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, really, it is a really good game. It's one of the best indie games I've ever played.
Yeah, it's up there.
Mhm.
Indie games, I would say, best one is Castle Crashers.
Oh,
Can you?
I love
Limbo. Yeah.
Limbo's like Limbo and Journey are up there for me. Castle Crashers is probably second or third because I played so much Castle Crashers.
I love that game.
That was my
so much.
college game, dude.
Yeah, I love that game
It's like
so much.
let's drink some beer and play Castle Crashers. It's so good.
Yeah, it just never stopped. You could keep beating it, keep getting weapons.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
With the animals.
I like Explosion Man. Do you remember that game?
I do remember that game.
That was a good indie
I didn't
game.
play it that much, but I thought it was pretty cool.
What others?
There's Shadow Complex was an indie game.
Yeah, Shadow Complex is really good. I forgot about that game.
Yeah, that's really good. That's the Metroid game that you wanted, but never got.
It was
Close to.
Had Norland North.
Is that the guy's name?
No, but he was the main character.
Oh, okay.
So it was just, and he looked exactly like Drake.
So that's right. There you go.
Yeah, that was
that's
good.
Right.
So yeah, there are, I don't know. Bastion. Did you ever play Bastion?
Bastion's fantastic.
Bastion's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're just listing off games that we like here. So what were we talking about?
I don't remember.
See, I got to host better. I got to get this under control because this is just going off the rails.
I'm doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sabotage
I know how you feel because that's all I'm doing. Like, I want to see if I can derail him. That's my entire mission, the whole show. Okay, this one I brought specifically for you.
Oh,
okay. So the guy who made the director of Chrono Trigger announced he will be working on a Final Fantasy game. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah.
Okay, now guess what?
What?
It's a mobile game.
Thank God! Woo!
It's a mobile game.
Disappointed.
I know. I was so sad when I read that.
Motherfucker.
I know, that's exactly what I was just sitting at work, and I was like, oh shit, this is oh motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, it's like you're on the can and you're like stall in the bathroom. Oh my God, yes, yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah. All the customers are like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, it's a mobile game.
It's a fucking mobile game.
Yeah, so that's really disappointing.
Damn it.
And they keep coming out with these mobile games. They're
the Final Fantasy ones.
Yeah, they're just out of control. They have the one that's exactly like Brave Frontier, but isn't Brave Frontier.
Yeah.
It's a Final Fantasy game, and it's just not as good as Brave Frontier because the art's better in Brave Frontier. But I was so excited when I read this, but we're officially out of control with these mobile games.
Oh yeah,
and we're getting Super Mario Run as well. I don't know if you knew that.
Makes me want to throw up. Yeah, I know.
I did throw up a little bit whenever I read that as well.
Selling out, man. They're just
selling out left and right. I mean, this sucks.
Okay, is this Final Fantasy? Is it going to be an actual game?
Or is
it going to be like Brave Frontier and the other Final Fantasy, where it's kind of like a point and you wait around for a while to get your shit energized? And
who knows? All it was Chrono Trigger director announces Final Fantasy game, and then you go to a page, and then there's like an announcement coming in 5 days. One of these things, but it's going to be an iOS game, so that sucks.
I'm shaking my head right now.
Yeah, this is the world we live in. But
because you motherfuckers out there keep buying it.
I know. I used to like mobile games, man, but it's reasons like this. Square's bringing it back. Oh, your favorite game of all time, the director wants to do a new one. It's a mobile game. You know your like second favorite role-playing game of all time? It's a mobile game. Like, I never thought I'd get another Valkyrie profile, let alone. And then it's a mobile game. It's like Square is just like twisting the knife at this point.
Oh yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I don't.
You just no words. Just anger.
There isn't. It's like I don't even want to buy Final Fantasy 15 now.
You've ruined it for me.
Why didn't you buy Final Fantasy? Because they're making another Final Fantasy mobile game.
And I'm not supporting them anymore just because of that.
I'm okay with them coming out with World of Final Fantasy if they want to do shit like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not into it, but people might be. That's fine.
I just think that it's a shame you're wasting this guy's fucking talents on a mobile game.
That's what I mean.
That's the point.
It's not where he needs to be.
No, he needs to be making another Chrono Trigger.
He deserves to be making a AAA fucking console RPG again.
No, mobile game.
Not a mobile game. Because it's just a pile of shit. There's no way a mobile game's ever going to be better than a console game.
No, there's no chance.
Or PC. But
that's or any game that isn't a mobile game.
Yeah. on your touch fucking phone.
Yeah, I'd rather play a DS RPG, something, anything.
There's just that taste. It gives those mobile games. There's just that taste in your mouth the whole time. Like you feel cheap. Like you're playing a piece of shit.
Because it's
not a real game. It never is.
It never is. It's just tap the thing.
It has to be because that's the only way.
It's the only thing you can do. Like if like my iPhone had a D-pad on it, maybe we would talk about this mobile craze.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm just moving this with my finger. I'm touching that. Now slash with your finger. Like it's the same thing every fucking game.
Yep. Because it can't be anything more.
And it can't be. And they're wildly popular. Popular enough that we're wasting.
It's because it's the ease. It's the fact that every single person, like 99% of people, have a smartphone now.
Actually, in America now, there's 2 smartphones per person.
So it's more.
Yes. So there are more smartphones in America now than there are people.
Well, that's interesting. I have 2.
Yeah, most people have 2. Some
my
even
work
have
and
3.
personal.
Some has work, personal, and the one they use to sell drugs.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of cell phones.
Hey, you got a discount? I need this one for my drug phone.
Dude, it's actually one of the best things for me is the drug dealers because they come in every 3 months and they want to change their number and buy in different prepaids. So that's just
so you know who all the drug dealers are.
Absolutely, and it makes me a lot of money too. So
good for you.
Keep selling them drugs, boys.
For your health.
For my own personal gain. See, I feel like if you're buying a burner phone though, it's bad drugs. Like I can't support bad drugs, but if you want to sell weed and you need a new phone, come see me.
Okay. I respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The weed, that's fine.
That's fine. Okay, last bit of news, and this is a short one. They did release one more Resident Evil 7 clip this week.
Jesus.
Where
just let the game come out,
okay.
please.
But they did show a couple of interesting things. One, green herbs are in there. Okay. So it is herbs.
Weed. Nice segue.
Yeah, nice segue. This isn't like a perfect segue.
Yeah, I did.
Man, I'm a better host than I am, or whatever you're called. I don't know.
A co-host.
Co-host or sidekick in this case. Inferior in every way. But the other thing they did show was his inventory, and he had a ton of weapons and bullets.
Really?
So I think combat's going to be a lot bigger than we thought it was.
I'm kind of sad about that.
Yeah.
I'm glad the herbs are back. That's a staple that needs to always be in there. That's good.
Yeah, but I don't know if this is too many. It looks like he's going to have to be killing a lot of people to need this much ammo.
It just doesn't make sense.
It could just be because maybe it's like a multiple playthrough or a demo, so maybe
they're just kind of showing off maybe everything you could do.
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
But it looked like a lot of weapons. And
I don't want that. I want
I do if it's like an action game.
Sure, but I mean, if it's really going for a survival horror, it's like I want to find a shotgun and throughout the whole game never have more than 5 bullets for it.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Because that makes you feel like it's a survival horror.
But I think he had 47 handgun bullets.
Yeah, that's way too much, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's why I'm with you on that one. Mm-hmm. So it's looking like this is going to be a lot more action-based than we initially thought.
That's strange. Maybe that's better for VR.
Could be.
Maybe it's like, you get a taste of everything because they're going for VR for this. Obviously, they're bringing it in there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, VR is way more fun when you shoot things.
I would assume
it is.
Yeah.
Unquestionably, but that's still kind of a shame.
Yeah. We'll see. This game is such a mystery.
I'm okay with it for like a second run through, or like you beat it one time. And
yeah,
now
that's
you have
what I mean.
Infinite Magnum ammo.
Maybe it is like a second playthrough,
but why would they show that? You know?
Yeah, it's like I feel like they wanted to tease us that there is going to be a lot of action in the game. That's why they did it.
Was the inventory like the Tetris?
Yeah,
blocks?
It was like blocks.
The grid.
Yeah, it was a grid of some kind. But it was kind of cool how he used the herb because he mixed it in a bottle and then he had cuts all over his hand, and when he dumped it on his hand it burned the cuts away.
That's cool.
Yeah, it looked pretty sweet.
Nice.
Least. Yeah. So
it's not just pop the herb, nothing happens.
No, yeah, he actually mixed it and dumped it on his hand, which would look awesome in a VR.
Yeah.
It looks sweet. So I'm wondering maybe in VR you have to dump it on your hand.
You actually have to mix it and do that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Nice.
So that's there's so much about this game that looks good and so much that I'm so confused about.
Yeah.
And it keeps me up at night. not knowing. It's my what you call it, mighty number 9. It just keeps me up at night not knowing what this Resident Evil game is about.
Oh no! I hope don't even bring it up. I hope it's not another mighty number.
It's not gonna be that bad.
It can't be.
But it always kept you up at night.
It did. It still does.
It still does. Yeah, even though it came out.
I had a dream about it last night.
Just woke up in a cold sweat, screaming, "Number 9,
Number 9."
Yeah. All right. So, do you want to do Battlefield then?
Do you want to wait for the second half?
I thought we were doing Halloween stuff on the second half.
Okay.
What are we going too long? Am I boring you?
No, I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a longer show.
Okay. Sorry, guys. It's going to be a longer show. I don't have that much to say about Battlefront, to be honest with you.
You mean Battlefield 1?
Yeah, whatever it's called.
Okay, we'll just give a quick overview.
Yeah, we'll just do it real quick. I haven't got that much time with it. Why don't you go first, then I'll tell you why it sucks.
Well, first of all, I told you wouldn't like it.
Yeah, you did.
I warned you.
You know, the only reason I got it is because I won $50 on a scratch-off ticket. And I was like, oh, my friends are on Battlefield. You know what? It's basically free. I'm going to go get it.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
And I'm going to sell it to get Final Fantasy 15.
That's fine. I like it personally. I think it's fun. I could see a lot of people's frustrations with it.
Yeah.
But that's just the way Battlefield is. Like you just die a lot.
Yeah.
You're running into the midst of battle and you fucking die all the time. And it's not recharging health, so you got to be conscientious of that.
I actually like that about it.
I do too.
It actually makes a point to have medics in different classes. So I like that. That's one thing I do like about it is the classes.
Yeah.
Each of them feel pretty different, unique, and you will have to switch classes to handle situations, which I do like a lot. So I'll give it that.
Yeah. I think the maps are awesome.
They're giant.
They're giant. They're big. Operations. I like operations, even though it's utterly impossible to win on the offensive.
It is. I have not won one yet.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen anyone win one.
We were on defense one time, and they literally made it past because the way the way it's set up, it's kind of hard to explain. But you have a giant map, and each map is like into like 4 or 5 sections, and in each section you have to take 2 or 3 flags or something.
Yeah, with so many deaths you have.
You get like 100 people, and then you have 3 waves, so you get like 300 people to take 2 of these maps. So tons of points, and the defensemen have unlimited people, and they just sit there and try to kill you.
Yeah,
and
it's weird.
It is, but it's fun.
It is a lot of fun, but they need to figure out a way to give the offense a better shot, because that calling in a blimp or a train does not help enough.
It'll help you take a section, but it won't help you take the whole map.
No.
And we literally were on defense, got just destroyed the whole time. Like the offense, like they only went through one wave, and they're at the end of the second map.
Yeah.
In the last sector. Like they almost won, and we still beat them.
And then I played one where I was on an offense, and we just slammed through it. We took like the first 3 points, and then the 1 point was a bunker.
Yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah, that you can't get in. Like, people just can sit in there. It's like...
And lock the doors.
Like, I don't know what kind of game design this is. Like, I think it's flawed. Like, there needs to be a way to get in there and do something about it. But there's like 10 people in there. You chuck a grenade in, you might kill 2, but there's 10 medics in there. I don't know how you're even supposed to take that point without the blimp. And there's a lot of stuff like that. Like, even the ballroom, it's in there. It's so dark. So, like, you're on the outside. You can't really see in it, but everyone can see out and see you. So that point's impossible to take. And there's so many like that. And yet you want to play operations, because I actually played them all. I played like all the quick plays. And I like deathmatch probably the second best. I don't like capture point in that. I don't know, it's just dumb for some reason. So, like, operations is the funnest, though, because it has the tanks and the horses, and you want to play that, but you feel like you can't win if you're on offense.
Yeah, I think that yeah, I definitely see that, and we were talking about it, obviously, while we were playing it, and you can't go into it wanting to, like, expecting to win.
No.
It's like, it's almost like a gauntlet. It's like, just see how far you can get.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to be a little cheesy, that's like almost like what war is, you know? So it does, but it does make you feel like you're doing something, and you have like, we only have 20 people left, you got to take care and like actually try and do something like that. I mean, it gives more strategy to it, but it is way too difficult.
It is way too difficult.
I don't like as it is now. I don't ever see pretty much anyone winning.
Yeah,
unless it's like you have like 32 people that are all on the same team and know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, which is like near impossible. Yeah,
it is because you can only have.
I don't even have 8 friends, let alone 32.
Yeah,
I have trouble filling a 6 stack in Overwatch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, okay. So we talked about that. What do you think about gameplay?
That's my big issue with it.
Okay.
I like this class. I like the class system. Like the guns and the gunplay. Like all the guns feel great. Everything looks fantastic. Beautiful game. I don't like that in this game, there's no way to react to being shot. Like when you get shot, you are dead. Like if someone
going to die.
Yeah, if someone is behind you and they shoot at you, there's no way to get away from it. You're not running behind a corner. You're not. So I feel like there's not that much skill in this game. It is a lot of there is with the aiming and a lot of kills, but if you want to have a good score, like a good KD, you just need to find a point and pack up in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very frustrating to try and move around the map because, I need to take this point. I can't even get into that point because there's 5 guys crouching in the fucking weeds over here when I'm trying to come around it. And as soon as they shoot me once, I'm dead before I can even turn around and even maybe get one shot off at them.
Mm-hmm.
I like multiplayer games where there's more like of a skill base. It seems way too luck driven to me. It's a fun game, but am I going to come up behind you or are you going to come up behind me?
Yeah,
like
that is a lot of the situation because there's so many people.
Yeah, there's so many people, and you just spend so much time dead in this game.
I do agree with you there. I don't really know a way to work around that, though.
No.
It's like the respawn time is, I understand, it's a little long, but it makes sense because if you respawn automatically, then it would be like you could never take points, you could never do anything like that. But on the other hand, it's like you just kind of sit there and watch for a while.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's a camper's paradise.
That game is, for sure.
So, like, if you're the type of gamer who likes to sit there and, wait for people to walk by and snipe them in the head, this is probably your favorite game.
Mm-hmm.
For someone like me, I have never once camped in a video game. I think it is so boring. I like just running around the map and getting into engagements. And it's like I'm a tracer player. Like I just want to be in there and fighting, and then, I'm going to sit in this like pile of bushes and wait for people to walk by and shoot at them. I just feel it's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you there is a lot of people that like that though.
Oh, for sure. For me, I like this game a lot. I play with 6 to 7 to 8 people every time I get on.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing I do like, that everyone's playing it, and I enjoy playing it with my friends. It's just
like it's really awesome when you die and then you realize your friend's in a plane. And then you can just jump in the plane with them, and you just start shooting people down. And and then he's like, okay, all right, parachute out. And you parachute out onto a point. You just take the point. Like, there's cool moments like that.
There is a lot of cool stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's what I really like about this game. For the amount of time that I've played it, it's probably had some of the most epic moments in multiplayer gaming I've ever had.
Yeah.
Just like dodging battleship fire and like riding on a horse through like mines and grenades. Like that shit happens all the time.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. So I don't know. I do enjoy it. I don't mind the waiting. I don't mind the like long drawn out, because each match can take between half an hour to an hour.
Yeah, depending.
So it's not a pick up and play kind of game. You
No.
have to have like a good couple hours to designate to it.
And I don't think the only reason I enjoy playing this is like if I go home tonight and all you guys are on, I'm absolutely going to jump on because everyone's playing it. And when you're all together and you're trying to storm a point and you're like, you two go to A, we'll go to B. Like it is a lot of, I just don't like the mechanics of either you're camping and getting a lot of kills, or you're trying to do the objective and you're just getting slaughtered.
Yeah, but you still, the points in this game definitely count more than the KD at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
but
the people who I know, but people that's the mentality of any shooter. It doesn't.
I know it's a problem.
It is. But if you'll look at the top guy. He'll probably go par. He'll go on par like 20 and 20, but he'll have the most points because he actually played the fucking game the way it was supposed to be. So.
And I think that's I think the game would benefit from more people playing it like it's supposed to. I feel like half the people in this are just like in this 32 team stack, and they're just right outside the objective, so they can shoot everyone running across the field to the objective.
Yeah.
And it's annoying. And I feel like long guns are really overpowered compared to like machine guns and stuff, because
absolutely.
you have to be so close to use like a shotgun, and you're gonna get sniped way before you do anything.
There's like one level that it's worth having a shotgun, but no other level is worth it.
Yeah, and hands down, my favorite thing about it is definitely the horse. Riding the horse and killing people. It's a lot of fun to do that.
I'll tell you what, the horse mechanics in that game are pretty impressive.
Yeah, they are.
They're like one of the best I've ever played in a video game. Where
Yeah.
I'm like, this feels like I'm riding a horse.
And I like all the vehicles.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like, it's got a lot going for it. It's just that type of shooter is too slow paced for me.
Yeah, I will say it's the best first person shooter based on like war army that I've played in a long time.
You're giving it that?
Yeah.
I guess it's like I haven't played one in so long. I don't really have a frame of reference. I think the last game I played was like probably like Modern Warfare, and I played it for a weekend. So
yeah,
I don't know if that's something I can say definitively.
This makes me feel the way I felt when I used to play like Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3, World at War. Like those were my favorite first person shooter multiplayer games back in the day. And it makes me feel like that again. It doesn't feel like COD. I don't know. It has that really awesome taste to it. And I hate modern warfare games.
Yeah,
I don't like the machine guns. I don't like just the fucking aesthetic of it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So this has a really good aesthetic. It looks great. It does feel like trench warfare. It's cool that you can have like gas. There's like gas and chemicals and all that stuff too.
And I will say, one thing I really liked was the first scene in the game where it's like you're not expected to survive this.
Yeah.
And you just kept playing different people until you died.
Yeah.
Awesome intro.
It was really cool.
And then that's all I played of the single player.
Yeah, that's all I did too.
Yeah, this does have a single player. I don't know what that's like.
I heard it's pretty good. It's pretty short. Like I think there's like 5 sections, and each is like between 2 to 3 hours, maybe.
Okay. And then, it's not about that.
But you just go through the story of like a soldier.
I can definitely see I would highly recommend this game if you are into military shooters, because everything in it is spectacular. I think it's just for me, I like my multiplayer shooters to be faster.
Yeah.
Like I'm used to the speed of like Uncharted and Overwatch and being able to do something if I'm getting shot at. In this game, I feel like if I'm getting shot at, I'm just dead.
Yeah. It's a game where patience is a virtue.
And that is my worst virtue.
Yeah. If you can be patient with anything, just be patient, even though you're kind of timed in a sense, you won't die as much. You'll get more out of it, and just it'll be a better experience.
Yeah. And it's definitely one of those games where it's kind of the same thing as like The Witcher. Like for me, it's not that great, but I can as a game itself and like what it actually is going for and what it does, it is spectacular.
Yeah. It's just not your cup of tea.
Yeah, if this is your cup of tea, you're going to love this.
Yeah.
Like to me, it's like a 6, but I'm guaranteeing you to people who like it, this is a 9, 10. And I see it. It's just not my cup of tea.
I would, so you're giving it a 6. That's even higher than I thought you'd give it. So that's cool.
That's because it's spectacular enough. The one thing that really sucks are the menus, though.
They're slow. They're weird. They don't make sense.
Yeah, they're god awful.
Yeah.
But as far as the game is spectacular. It's just not my cup of tea.
I would give it, as of right now, from what I've played, I'd probably give it an 8, 8.5.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That's what I mean. It's good, just not for me.
I've had a lot of fun with it.
I would highly recommend it to people who like this stuff. I think you'd probably, like from what all my Call of Duty Battlefront friends are telling me, this is the best one they've ever played.
Yeah, I would agree with that, even from the little I played before the other ones.
Yeah.
So, sweet.
Spectacular.
There you go.
All right.
Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1.
All right, and that's the end of the first half.
Hoy.
So we have the next up. What are we gonna do?
We're just gonna talk about scary Halloween stuff, I guess.
All right, cool.
Games, movies, and the like.
All right, sounds good.
Let's do it.
All right, we're back.
We are back.
I'm back. I'm not the host though, so I don't know why I'm saying that.
Yeah, because I'm just putting you to shame over here.
You are. That first half, man.
Ah, what an organized masterpiece that was. So, Halloween stuff.
Yes.
We're just gonna do generic. What do we like about Halloween kind of thing? So,
In the
games, movies,
geeky world, yes.
in the geek world of Halloween.
So, what do we want to start off with? Games?
Let's do movies first.
You want to do movies?
Because I only have like 2 movies.
Okay. So, what's your favorite movies?
My favorite straight up Halloween movie, and it's the only movie I watch every Halloween, is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nice.
Yes.
That's up there for me too.
I love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I watch that, and then I get that song stuck in my head.
Which one?
This is Halloween.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
Halloween. Yeah. And that'll be in my head the entire week
Yeah.
of Halloween, so it gets me in the mood.
Very nice.
And I love that film.
That-
And I also, probably one of my favorite Christmas movies as well.
It's great that
Yeah.
it just like after it's like in October you could just watch that movie every day and it's still relevant until next year.
Exactly. It is the best holiday movie because it covers 2 of them.
Yeah, it is good. It's probably definitely in my top 5 favorite Halloween movies.
It's my number 1 Halloween movie.
What's your runner up?
My runner-up, my favorite horror movie is The Shining.
Nice.
It's just Nicholson being all crazy. Oh, love that
It
movie.
is so good.
And it is one of the rare instances where you can actually say the movie was better than the book.
So you actually read the book.
I have read the book, yeah.
And it is better. The movie is definitely better.
The movie is definitely better. They're very different.
Yeah.
Like, the book is good. It's just Nicholson is so much better. But, the main difference is him, because in the book, they make him seem like an everyman who's just, he's just a normal guy. Where, Nicholson, there's something off about him from the very beginning.
Yeah, he's nuts.
He's just fucking nuts the whole time. So, in the book, the main character's kind of, sympathetic. And then when he finally goes crazy, it's kind of shocking.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie, you're just like, I'm surprised it took this long.
I know.
But, yeah, one of my all-time favorite scenes in a movie is the honey, darling, light of my life. Give me the bat. I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to bash your brains in. I'm going to bash them right the fuck in. I could watch that scene over and over again.
That's so good.
Yeah. Honey, darling, light of my life. I love saying that. That's I used to just say that all the time to my ex-girlfriend. She had no idea what it was from. And every time I laughed.
Oh, good. I love those moments.
Yeah, but those are my 2 horror movies that I watch.
Cool.
'Cause I'm not a big horror fan.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, I know some people in the room don't like it, but I love Hocus Pocus.
Okay.
I grew up on Hocus Pocus.
I'm not that big on Hocus Pocus.
Love Hocus Pocus.
All right.
It's not my favorite of all time. Nightmare Before Christmas is definitely up there. No questions asked. But my number 1 of all time has to go to It.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I think it's interesting. It's interesting that we both picked a Stephen King movie.
Yeah, he is fantastic.
Tim Curry, man.
Yeah.
The scariest clown
I'm going to actually say,
time.
yeah, in that case, though, the book is better.
Is it?
It's way better.
Yeah. I've never read the book. I've always wanted to, but that thing is a fucking monster.
It takes a while. It's over 1,000 pages.
Yeah.
I think the way I did it is I read half of it, and then I took a break for a couple months and then came back to it.
Well, is it like the movie where the first half is them as kids and then the second half's they're adults, or does it go flip-flop?
It flip-flops.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely the end is the biggest difference.
Oh, okay. Which is my least favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, because they just fight a giant spider.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more to it, and you get a lot more of its backstory, and they actually have a fight in their minds in an alternate reality It's crazy.
But it's cool.
Yes, it's way better.
Okay. Is it one of the few circumstances where Stephen King made a good ending? Or is it not that good?
For him, it's good.
Okay. Because I just know that, I mean, like, I've honestly never, like, finished a Stephen King book other than The Gunslingers.
Yeah.
So people always say that he's, like...
He's the worst at endings.
Yeah.
It's not his thing.
Yeah.
That's actually... I'll put that in his horror stuff. I've read, like, every Stephen King book. He is my favorite author.
Mm-hmm.
I would say his best stuff is... It is probably his best novel.
Wow.
Yeah, it's between that or The Talisman, which he wrote with another one.
Uh-huh.
But it's really cool. It's about a kid who travels across the country, and he like travels between our world and an alternate dimension world to try and save his mom from cancer.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's like an adventure story. He becomes friends with a werewolf.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That I didn't expect to hear that.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a great book.
I think I do feel like it's necessary that I read it. It's like conquering my fears.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot cooler because it actually there's a bunch of different monsters it changes into, whereas in the movie it's mainly a clown.
Yeah.
It kind of in the way it works in the book is he kind of takes the images of whatever the child trusts, and if you can't figure out what that is, well then every kid likes a clown. That's where that comes from.
Oh, okay.
So,
but actually, 100% of children don't like clowns.
I know, because of him, though.
Yeah,
because of it.
It's true.
There is one part where it like turns into Jaws, and it's like swimming through the canal and killing people. It's good stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a great book.
That sounds spectacular.
But I love that movie as well.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
But I would say it's one of those things where just because of the book, the movie's really only good because of Tim Curry, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so good, though.
I know.
It's spectacular.
That's why they're remaking that right now, and it's like, how are you going to fill those shoes? You just can't do that.
I saw images of Pennywise. He looks fine.
Yeah, he does.
Like, I mean, like, for modern day, like, they're still sticking to their guns, making it a clown, and he looks creepy, but it's not Tim Curry.
Yeah,
It's just not good.
And how great is the opening scene in that book/movie where he just, like, is in the drain, and he rips the kid's arm off? So brutal. It's the best way to start a novel I've ever read.
Well, he doesn't rip his arm off in the movie.
He doesn't?
No, he just drags the kid under.
No, yeah, in the book he just like tears his arm completely off, and the kid actually like comes back out and his like arm is just off and he dies from blood loss.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot more brutal.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff in the book that's a lot more. And there's one really disturbing part with the girl that I don't really want to go and read the book.
I will. I will pick it up tomorrow.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I have nothing else to do.
What else are you doing?
Nothing.
Actually,
way too much.
Yeah, you are. It's hard to get a hold of you these days.
I am busy. Okay, so
you got any other movies or?
Not really. I will give an honorary mention. If you haven't seen it, it came out recently. The Babadook.
Which one's that?
It's on Netflix now.
Okay.
But it's a pretty creepy movie. It's pretty scary. But it has
Is it the children's book one?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that movie. I didn't like it.
See, I really liked it.
Yeah.
I think it has a good message to it. It's not just a horror film.
Yeah, maybe because I came in halfway through. I was the child that wandered into the middle of a movie.
Oh yeah, you can't do that with this one.
Yeah, so
it's not very long.
Why I didn't like it.
The dog dies, so just
brace yourself for that.
I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
Okay.
Because that's a spoiler worth spoiling. Just know the whole time. Don't attach yourself.
Okay. And then you'll be super sad.
But it is a cool movie. I would consider it a film, honestly. Just the way it's shot. It's really beautiful. It's really eerie. Really really creepy. And I think it would be a good watch for Halloween.
Yeah, I just don't like slasher movies either.
It's not a slasher movie.
Yeah.
It really isn't.
It isn't. But in general,
well, you got to give it, dude. Michael Myers.
The original Halloween I do really like, but that's like the only one of those movies that I like.
I pretty much like all of them to a degree, except the third one. Is that right, Jeff? The Masks.
That's the third one, yeah.
Halloween
3.
Is it The Masks?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like
forget if
that
it's the
one.
second or third. I hate that movie. Yeah, I disagree.
I
I
like it.
wholeheartedly disagree.
You could not be more wrong. It would have been better if they went in that direction where they just kept making different Halloween stories than bringing Michael Myers back for the 1,000th fucking time.
Oh, because they don't do that with every other fucking, Okay, out of the Jason, Freddy, and Michael, who's your favorite?
Gotta be Michael.
Yeah, okay. I'm with you on that one.
Because he's just crazy. He's not like supernatural in any way, at least in the first movie.
He is, but
yeah, but in the first one, he's kind of just a crazy killer.
Yeah,
and I like that about him.
Okay, I would agree with you there. I just think he was the one that influenced me the most growing up, and I was scared of him.
I don't know. I was really scared of Freddy as a kid.
That makes sense because you always have to go to bed.
Yeah, it's just such a creepy ass idea, and something about the claws and just the dreams were like a little like more fucked up.
Yeah, I think what didn't scare me about him as much was the first movie's not so much, but he got campy.
He got way too campy as it went along.
So when he got campy, it made it like, I'm not really that scared of this guy. But like Michael Myers never really got campy.
Nah.
He stayed pretty free.
Jason got campy to a degree. I mean,
dude, yeah,
when he's fighting Buster Rhymes in space, like I feel like that's when they jumped the shark on that one.
That wasn't the same movie, but
wait, that was two different movies?
It wasn't Jason.
Which... Yeah, it was Jason X, the one where he was in space.
Yeah,
no, H2O.
Busta Rhymes is fighting Michael Myers
in H2O.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, who?
That's a good movie.
Yeah, that is
a solid movie.
I feel like there's a rapper in space fighting Jason. I could be wrong about that.
He's the only one who like legitimately hand to hand kicked his ass.
Yeah, I mean
Busta Rhymes, because the whole movie it's like
fuck with Busta Rhymes.
He's like watching like kung fu movies and like it's foreshadowing that he's like this kung fu master.
I would assume Busta Rhymes is a kung fu master.
And then he comes face to face with Michael Myers and just like moonsault kicks him out of a window.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
It's fantastic. No, it was Jason X, I think.
Yeah, that's the one where he's in space.
Yeah, man. But it has one of the best kill scenes of all time.
The liquid nitrogen?
No. At the end, which was good too. But at the end, when he's in the hologram of Crystal Lake, and there's like two hot women, and they're like trying to like stall him, and he thinks they're real, so he starts killing them, and it like shoots to him like walking up to them. And then, like, clips away, and then clips back, and it's just them in a sleeping bag, and he's beating them off of a tree.
That's fantastic. I don't remember that.
Best part of the whole movie.
That is great.
It's worth watching the whole movie.
I'm going to have to watch that movie now. You talked me into it.
It's like, you're like, oh, no, he's going to kill him. Okay, makes sense. And then he's just beating them off of a fucking tree. Like, it doesn't fit at all. Yeah, it's so good. But I would agree. I think Michael Myers is the best.
Definitely.
Freddy's probably my least favorite, honestly, because I've seen the least amount of his movies.
And they're too campy at a certain point. But the first one with the idea is genuinely scary.
Yeah, I agree with that. Jason's hit or miss for me. Like sometimes he scared me growing up, definitely. But he's boring to me.
Yeah,
it's just I don't know.
Same with like Leatherface. I don't really think he's all that.
Yeah,
there's something about. Like, I feel like a guy chasing, like, have you ever tried, first of all, he always starts the chainsaw on the first pull. Like, that never happens. Like, you ever try to start a chainsaw? It takes a while. And then I feel like it could outrun a guy who's chasing me with a chainsaw. Because he's going to have to kind of slow it down a little bit. Because if he falls, he's dead.
Well, he ends up, like, pretty much killing himself with it.
I'm sure he does.
I think
I don't remember.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre... always freaked me out because I feel like
it could happen.
I feel like there is a family out there just like them.
There absolutely has to be somewhere in
the
mountains what I mean? Of West Virginia or something.
Yeah, like I just feel like it's the most unfortunately realistic
and
horror movie.
Because of that, it makes it like
a little bit. And then they tried to play it off like this is real footage of Leatherface of when like the newer movie came out and. I don't know. It's just fucking weird.
Yeah, I just don't like him either.
It's a thing about the movie. It's like I don't really like the movies because they make me uneasy in a bad way.
Exactly. It's just an uncomfortableness.
Yeah, it's like when the chick pulls like the gun out of her snatch.
Yeah.
Like that's just disgusting. Like I don't even. That's just,
no one needs to see that.
It's out of control.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway.
Any other movies?
Not really.
Yeah, I'm more about these games we're about to get into.
Yeah, let's just get into the games.
You want to throw one out first, or you want me to throw one out?
Oh, do we want to just start with the best?
We'll just end with the best.
We'll end with the best. Okay.
Well, no, we can just throw them out and then say which one is our favorite.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
So these are any Halloween-esque games.
Okay,
or
well,
horror games.
When you say what is a great horror game, the first automatic game that comes to my mind is the Resident Evil 1 remake on GameCube.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of the best horror games of all time.
It really is.
Yeah.
So, like, as far as, like, survival horror, that type of tank controls, it is the best one.
Mm-hmm.
Graphics are spectacular.
They still are.
Yeah, still great.
Which, actually, Resident Evil was, I think it's actually free.
Yeah, I think it is free right now.
Mm-hmm.
I was all sad because I bought it a month ago.
Me too.
But it's fine. I'll support it.
Yeah, but PSN, so pick it up.
Yeah, definitely pick that game up. Great pacing. Added so much new stuff.
The aesthetics are just unbelievable. It literally might be the best aesthetically pleasing horror game, in my opinion.
And I think Resident Evil has probably the all-time greatest jump scare just because it is the first one when the dogs jump through the windows.
Yeah.
Like, it's got you so bad.
And I love it in the remake. I think it's the remake. They don't do it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
They wait till you come back again.
Yeah, exactly. They fake you out. The window breaks.
Mm-hmm.
It, like, cracks, but they don't come through. And then if you come back the other way, they come out.
Yeah.
So, it is awesome how they do that. And I think the best thing about the, like, Resident Evil games back then is they did such a good job of making you feel uneasy and not prepared and like what the hell is around the next corner.
Yeah. You get lack of items, lack of healing, lack of saving.
Yeah.
It's like it really puts you in this survival like shit.
Yeah, it is truly a survival game.
Yeah.
And it's the original gangster. It's so
It's
good.
the OG.
It's the OG. I mean, you could say Alone in the Dark, but
I mean, it started it, but this is just right now. It's gonna be hard to say that like top that game.
survival horror.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just like a straight up survival game, not horror, like survival horror, not just straight up horror or more action horror, but that just straight up survival. It's the best one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Great puzzles too.
Yep.
Awesome story.
And Jill Valentine's one of the greatest characters ever.
How great is Jill?
She's fantastic.
She is so great.
Have you ever seen a girl look so good in a beret?
No, never.
She's
the only one that can pull it off.
Oh, not the only one, I'd say, but she.
Cammy.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's hard.
It's tough.
That is. I'd give it to Cammy, but
Sexiness, yes. Even badassness. And she's part bison. You got to remember that.
I know.
Makes her just so much cooler.
She's part bison.
You can never forget how awesome bison
I know.
is.
We'll
We're
never-
still gonna do a bison show. Don't you worry.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. Okay.
All right. So I said mine. What's yours?
First one I think of when I think of like scary horror is definitely Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Definitely Silent Hill 2. That to me is the most frightening game ever made. And it is also arguably my favorite plot of any game. Just because and the thing that that game is just so much symbolism.
Mm-hmm.
You have to kind of figure out the plot for yourself. Just such a great idea that you get a letter from your dead wife telling you to go there. So great mystery right off the bat. One of the most iconic villains in video games, Pyramid Head.
Yep.
He was definitely, before he sold out, he was still cool in that game. Then he got too overpopularized. And same with the sexy nurses.
Mm-hmm.
In that game, they made sense because they're a symbol for his sexual frustration because he hasn't been with a woman since his wife died.
Yeah.
So the reason they're hot is to symbolize his sexual frustration. And then they're just in every other game and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It only makes sense in the context of that game. But I mean, it's also, I love how it doesn't hold your hand in trying to figure it out. You do ultimately figure out the town is just screwing with him, that this is all in his head.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it.
Yeah.
And it also has one of the best twists of any video game at the end. If you've never played that game, you need to play that game.
I've never played that game.
That's so sad. Oh, I can't believe that.
I've seen it. I've watched people play it. experienced a lot of Silent Hill.
Yeah,
but it's just something I've never personally played.
Yeah,
and I want to, but I'm scared to go back to it because I just don't feel like it would be that impactful anymore.
I think it would be, to be honest with you, just because of the ending.
Okay.
Like the reveal, and then if the bad ending I prefer the most in that game.
How do you? Okay.
Do you want me to tell you? Or?
I mean, I was just wondering if you could tell me how to get the bad. Make sure I get it.
You'll just get it because you have to do like very specific things not to get it. You know what I mean?
Average playthrough.
You're almost certainly gonna get it.
Okay.
But that game is it is the scariest game of all time.
All right. Well, since we're on Silent Hill topic, I think it's not even a real game, but PT, man.
PT is scary.
It is fucking frightening.
Yes.
And it's like the most I've ever been playing a game.
Yeah, probably.
It was so frightening.
And it just so like you feel so trapped. Mm-hmm. So it makes you feel uncomfortable. You're like, because like what a nightmare to just keep opening the door to the same room over and over again, and you can't get out.
And you know that bitch, she's there. She's somewhere.
But you can't do anything about it.
Yep, and she's going to get you.
Yeah, God, would that game have been amazing.
Oh, I know.
I think that's the most epic, most disappointed canceled game of all time.
I would say that because that playable trailer, playable tease, or whatever you want to call it, that got so much hype, dude. Like that literally ended up on lists of like best games of the year.
Oh yeah,
and it was
really
like a 45-minute demo.
And it was regarded as the scariest thing ever made too.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
And it's such a shame that they took it off. Like I still have it because I refused to delete it. If you keep it, it will stay there.
Oh really? I deleted mine.
Yeah.
Never get it back.
Nope.
Oh well.
But I still have it, and I might have to play it again. I never officially beat it though.
I did beat it.
Yeah, because it's just there was that ending, and you just had to do so much like weird shit.
Yeah, I don't even remember what you did. I just remember all the like jump scares, that like bathtub hanging in the ceiling, and it just kept breaking and coming down further. And each time you walk through it, getting more fucked up. Mm-hmm. That was genius.
No, it was.
That was I can't believe they canceled that game.
I can, because it's too good to be true.
Yeah, it was too good to be true.
So yeah, all right. What's up next?
We'll keep with the scary ones. Eternal Darkness for GameCube.
I've never played this game.
Wow.
But I know a lot about it.
Yeah, it is one of those games where it doesn't control great.
Is it tank?
It is tank. Great story is like but it is cool because you play as a woman. And she goes into a mansion and she keeps discovering like stories from the past, and you actually keep playing as different characters throughout history. Mm-hmm. But the game literally fucks with you, which is cool. So you have like an insanity meter, and you can like get it to go down, but you actually want to have it as high as possible because crazy shit just starts happening. Like the
game's more fun.
Yeah, it makes the game crazy. Like you can come into a room and suddenly your controls will be reversed, or it does the thing where it says it's deleting your memory card. There's so much cool stuff like that. Like you can come into a room and like something will just drop from the ceiling and your head will fall off, and then you're walking around without a head. And it is just freaky as hell, just because it's the only game that actually fucks with you.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, that reminds me of like Metal Gear Solid when you played Psycho Mantis.
Yeah, it's kind of something like that.
It's like you had to like change your controller port.
Yeah.
You had to like switch to player 2 to be able to move, which was like that kind of shit's really cool. It's inventive and like innovative. I mean,
yeah. There was a thing in that Eternal Darkness where you would come into a room and it'd just be like 5 zombies coming at you, and you'd start fighting them, and then it would just say reconnect controller. And you'd have to watch yourself die, and then you're just like standing at the beginning of the room. Like it did shit like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, deleting your memory card was one. Then it would like look like a frozen screen for like a couple minutes. Then the game would kick back on. One of them would boot to a DOS menu of the game.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's just all kinds of awesome stuff like that.
That's cool, but was the game itself, like the story, the ending, was it?
Yeah,
good?
it was all good.
Yeah.
I think it did turn into a cult, if I recall correctly, which is I hate when that happens in all these games.
Yeah, it's the easy way out.
It really is. You don't have to have an explanation other than it's a cult.
Silly.
Yeah.
Silly.
But definitely worth playing at. It's a GameCube exclusive too, which was weird. All right.
Now it's on me again, huh?
Yeah, it's on you.
See, I don't know.
You got no other ones?
Well, we were talking about this, if we should include this, and I think we should. I think Bloodborne is.
I think you should include it.
It should be included, because it is completely eerie and unsettling
and it's all
every
monsters.
way. In every way.
Yeah.
This game, like, it makes the player sweat, and any game that can do that, I consider like a thriller, horror, some kind of. You're always scared to see what's going to happen.
And you are fighting werewolves
Yeah.
and zombies and monsters.
I definitely feel Bloodborne is more of a scary game or a horror game than the Dark Souls or Demon Souls.
Yeah, definitely, just because of the gothic aesthetic of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
I would definitely count it as a horror game, like more of a horror game than most action games are.
Yeah, definitely. But it's, if you've listened to any of the casts, like, we gave it Game of the Year.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Most
it's
of our
10.
show is talking about how great Bloodborne is.
Yeah, and it still holds up, man. I'd still play it right now.
I actually thought about putting it in the other day.
Me
and
too.
I was this close,
Yep.
and then I ended up playing Overwatch. But
hey, that's
saying something.
That's
how good it is. I
Yeah.
almost put it in over Overwatch.
Yeah, it is. It needs to be worth mentioning on this list for sure.
Yeah, Doom 3.
Ah, yes.
That's a good one, I think, is a
That is
survival
very
horror good. Great lighting in that game.
That was like the epitome of it. That was like, holy shit, look what we can do with this.
Yeah, it was one of the
like a
few
huge part.
Xbox games where it was like, this is why the Xbox is better than the PlayStation 2.
Mm-hmm.
That game is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Great atmosphere.
I thought that game was fucking hard.
It was hard, but you had you could save anywhere, so you had quick save. So
Oh, okay.
you
I just remember
saved every 10 seconds. You were fine.
I just remember being like that game reminded me of I want to say Alien. Was it Trilogy? I don't know what the hell that game was called for PlayStation 1. Where it was a first-person shooter. It was like Doom, the original Doom, but it was Alien.
Don't remember it.
Oh, that's a great game. But that's what it reminded me of, like how I felt playing that.
Yeah,
It was just really difficult, but really scary and really fun.
and I liked how it was like very dark, and if you were using your flashlight, you couldn't use a gun, so it made it intense.
Yeah.
And just a really solid long action game.
Yeah.
But it's like the beginning is a lot more like horror and deals with the lighting and like hiding things from you, and then like the second half becomes more of an action game. But
That's usually how it goes.
I still think it's probably my favorite Doom.
Really?
Yeah, Doom 3.
I love the new Doom.
You should let me borrow that.
I think I downloaded it.
You dickhead.
I know.
Oh,
It was
well.
one of those last minute, like, I'm bored, I want to play Doom.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen. I think it's probably getting down in price. I'll check it out.
Yeah. As a shooter goes, man, it's fucking intense. I thought it was really good.
Yeah. Then I have, what else do I have that's actually scary before I get to the more fun ones? I consider this one BioShock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the first one for sure.
Yeah, not the second one, but the first one. It is.
I picked up the collector's edition.
Oh, nice.
Sitting right over there.
You haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
No.
There's so many games.
Yeah, there are too many games, but I think you could classify that as a horror
I
game
would.
with splicers or zombies and.
I would, man, because like the first half of that game, it's some scary shit.
And then-
that first boss,
Yeah.
the plastic surgeon or whatever.
Yeah, he was freaky. There was this serial killer too who was making like statues out of dead bodies.
That's one of the best scenes ever.
Yeah, it's a great scene in the game. But there's a lot of there's a lot of like splicers and shadows like talking. Like that one part always that really disturbed me was the one talking to the baby, and then it just suddenly attacks you.
Yep. And
Like-
there's no it's just a gun.
Yeah.
Isn't it your like one of the first guns you get? I think it's your handgun.
I think it is a handgun or something, yeah. Or it might have been even a tonic of some kind.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't recall.
I'll get back to you on that because I want to play it again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, play it again.
yeah, that part, man.
Dead Space.
Yeah,
Another-
I had that in the back of my mind. I was gonna say that game's fucking awesome.
Yeah, fucking great guns. Some of the best guns in any game. Love the chain like saw blade one.
Oh yeah.
Like I mean, it is so good. It's like pretty much you get that gun and you win.
Yeah.
But it is one of the coolest concepts for a gun.
And dude, playing that game, the first one for the first time, holy shit.
Yeah, the first one is really intense.
Like, it's scary as hell.
Yeah.
There's a lot of chasing you. That elevator scene. It was just like, holy god.
Yeah, I like the ship too. It made it feel like Alien because you were just in one ship.
Yeah.
Which like the second one was good, but I feel because it was like a giant colony, it lost that like tiny isolated feel.
Mm-hmm.
But still a good game. I think the first one is the scariest and the best.
I agree. And I think it's interesting. I think the main character's really cool because he was just an engineer.
Yeah,
And he had no
Isaac.
fucking clue what he was getting into.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, he uses his expertise to build these weapons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was really interesting the way that they did that. Because usually it's like, oh, you're a soldier.
Mm-hmm.
But you're just some dude
Yeah,
Like,
you
you're
are.
just
You're
some
just an engineer. Yeah.
who becomes one of those badass, like, protagonists
In the
recent
second one,
history.
yeah. And I mean, the second one too was I think they overdid it with like the monsters being too in your face
Mm-hmm.
and like well lit. So it's like it kind of the Resident Evil 4 thing where it was more of an action game.
Yeah.
But it still was good. The first one it was like a lot more jump scares, walking around in the dark, not knowing what's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one, it was just like, okay, there's going to be a bunch of monsters in here.
Yeah, and the second one, correct me if I'm wrong, was the monster you couldn't kill.
Yeah, and that was terrible.
Yeah,
That was a really bad idea.
I hate that kind of shit.
I do hate that kind of shit too.
And especially, it felt like too. It
And
happened.
you were
way too
solving
much.
like there was one part at the end where it was just chasing you for like
yeah,
a good half hour,
Uh-huh.
and you couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
except just keep killing it, and then it would. That was annoying.
yeah,
Like I hated that.
yeah. That was a big drawback of 2 for me. I mean, it was that annoying.
Mm-hmm.
The first one didn't do anything like that, which made it, I think, somewhat better.
Yeah, and then the third one, I played for like 15 minutes, and I was just like, nope.
Yeah, I played the demo. I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah,
Not into this.
I guess I like scary games more than you because I have a ton of these.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
maybe it's because I'm not scared of video games, Kester.
Maybe. It's weird because, yeah, it's like I love horror so much in books and in video games, but then I don't care for it in movies. So weird to me.
For me, I feel like it's like, I don't know. I love movies that I want to keep watching.
Yeah, exactly.
I watch the same 10 movies over and over
I know.
again.
How many times have we seen Dewey Cox? We should probably watch that after this.
Dude, Dumb and Dumber, I'm convinced that between us, me, you, and Gretz, we've watched that more than anyone in the whole world.
Probably.
Good
Probably.
Good job, cats.
See, I have. Do you ever play any of the Fatal Frames?
No, I never did.
They're good.
Are they?
Especially the second one.
Or what console?
I think it was.
GameCube.
I remember playing it on Xbox. I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or
was a-
PS2. It was one of those two.
Didn't it come to the Wii U? Wasn't the last one done on the Wii U?
Yeah, it might have. I never played them after 2 because I think I tried 3 and I'm like, this is just the same game.
I
But the
gotcha.
first time you play it, it was really scary. And the concept of your weapon was a camera and you had to capture their souls. So it was like you actually had to like focus in on ghosts, like kind of a scary proposition. And
Yeah, instead of like running away, it's like you have to face them.
you have to face them. So that game's
cool, though.
fun, scary. Not a great game, but it is scary.
Yeah.
Then what else do I have here? Condemned.
Ah,
Gotta throw Condemned.
we've
in there.
talked about this a lot. This is
This
the
is
game.
becoming like we're pushing it on people at this point.
Condemned is the game that Resident Evil 7 should look at
Yeah.
for battling and fighting and
In combat.
what's
Best
going
first
on.
person combat of all time.
Yeah, I would argue that you're right.
Yeah, and it was made so long ago.
It's one of the most satisfying melee combat games.
And also one of the most disappointing sequels of all time.
I don't even think I played the second one.
Yeah, it's
It's
bad.
it didn't interest me.
Mhm.
Like the first one was such a solid package.
It really was. Love the detective parts to it, like you're
Uh-huh.
hunting serial killers. I love that it wasn't really explained why everyone was going insane.
Yeah.
Which made it like more scary. I really liked the last level in that game in the farm, and it's like
going into that basement, man.
Yeah, and it makes it so scary because it's like it's happening in a house, like, you know, your house, the one you live in right now, and then like the second one ends with you like on a cliff shooting Hadoukens like a giant monster. Yeah.
That's how the second one ends.
Yes, that's the finale. You get like this.
Now I'm kind of sad I didn't play it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I want to see Hadoukens.
Yeah, it's like a shout. It's like a dragon shout from
God, the fucking Dovahkiin.
Yeah,
Skyrim.
It's a Skyrim kind of thing. But first one, yeah, amazing game. The detective stuff is a lot of fun. The story is scary.
Did they ever explain why everyone went insane?
In the second one, at the very beginning, they did.
Oh, so what was it?
It's really stupid.
Is it something in the water?
No, it's some sort of boxes like a cult was putting on like walls.
Boxes?
Yeah, and it sent out some sort of signal that drove people insane.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really bad. They try to explain everything in the second one. That's why it falls apart.
Yeah.
But like the first two levels of it were great. I was like, this is exactly what I wanted, and then it just continues to fall apart.
Jeez.
But first one, genuinely great.
Oh yeah, that game was fantastic. I had trouble playing that game. Like it was one of the few games where I'm like, okay, I need to take a break.
Yeah, it was a game where you needed to take a break.
Dead Space 1 was like that for me, and this game was like that for me.
Yeah. Okay. And then I have kind of the more like just Halloween games that I thought are funny and awesome.
Okay, I'll throw one out.
Go
Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi's Mansion's a great one.
I love that game.
That game is so good.
I'm so sad. They made the sequel for the 3DS, and it's really good.
I've heard good things.
It is. It's good, but like there's just the reason it's not as good is it's different levels.
Yeah.
The whole point of the first one and why it's so good is you're in that mansion.
Yeah, you're just in the one mansion, and those puzzles were really fun to try and figure out how to catch the ghosts.
And honestly, like there was points of that game where it was pretty eerie. For a Nintendo game.
For a kid's game.
Mm-hmm. I love that game so much.
You know what I honestly think my favorite part of that game is?
What?
He hums the song as he walks around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so great. And then his like nose bounces when he walks. So and he just always looks so terrified. Oh, that's a good game.
Yeah.
I have like one that I think Lollipop Chainsaw.
Nice.
Did you ever play that game?
No, but I know all about that game. You've talked to me about it.
Yeah, the cheerleader who fights zombies. It is hilarious, and it is just a fun action game. One of the worst end bosses of all time because it had quick time events, but if you failed them, you just died and you had to fight the entire boss over again.
Oh my gosh.
It was the worst idea I've ever seen.
So was the boss stupid or just the boss fight?
The boss fight. The boss itself was awesome. It was a giant, fat, undead Elvis, if I recall correctly. Yeah.
That sounds great.
It is fantastic. It's a fun-ass game.
Isn't it pretty short, too?
Yeah. I have it if you ever want to borrow it.
What's it for?
PS3.
I have to pull out the tank.
Yeah, you'd have to pull out the tank.
Plus, I don't have a PS3. You can use a PS4 controller.
Yeah, but it is a fun game.
Cool.
And I like the way it works, where you just punch zombies until they're weak, and then one shot with your chainsaw finishes them off. So like you do like a combos till everyone's really weak, and then you pull out the chainsaw. And it's just always like this slow motion thing of her taking heads off. It's so great.
That's awesome. Well, speaking of that, then Dead Rising.
Yeah, Dead Rising, fantastic.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is probably the most fun you'll have killing zombies.
Yeah.
Great setting.
Yeah, you got them all.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Stubbs the zombie. we were talking. We were trying to figure out what it was called, but Andrew got it.
I pulled that one out, man.
Yeah, you really did. But that's a fun ass game.
It is. It was Well, this game's weird because it definitely went under the radar. It was underrated, but at the same time, there's those people that know about it and fucking love it.
Yeah, because
it's like a cult classic.
And then the best thing about it was cooperative.
Yeah,
like
I remember
just
that.
playing that game with a buddy is so much fun.
Yeah, it's one of those games that you'd see at the bargain bin. You're like, this looks like complete bullshit.
Yeah, this looks like ass,
but it's a good game.
It is great.
It is definitely a good game.
And then I gotta. If we're talking horror, you got to mention Castlevania.
Yeah, that's true.
Is being fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've talked enough about
Yeah, we've talked
Castlevania.
enough
Everyone
about it.
knows.
Yeah, same
But-
with like Resident Evil 4 and
Okay, well, before we get to that,
Mhm.
the best horror game of all time. That's what we're leading up to, right?
yeah, we are leading up to that.
I think we've talked about it before, but it's cool. Have you heard anything new on Friday the 13th game?
No, I have not.
I haven't either.
I haven't heard anything.
Sorry. But I am still kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, I
I
am
think it will
definitely.
be fun.
Yeah, I'm hoping it will be good. 'Cause
Yeah.
the original Nintendo game was terrible.
Yeah, that game's bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen Tim beat it, and it's like
It doesn't even make sense.
no, it's so terrible.
It is.
There's so many of those like random haunted house games like that back on the Nintendo.
I know. Ugh.
You could go Mario. Just mention how awesome Boo is.
That's true.
He's great. And then
King Boo.
King Boo and the haunted houses are always probably one of the harder levels to always get through.
You're always like, fuck.
Yeah.
There's going to be some kind of bullshit door in here.
Yeah, there's some sort of hidden fucking thing that I gotta find. Ugh. But they're always fun.
Yeah, they're good. Okay, so the best horror game of all time. It's the same for both of us.
Resident Evil 4?
Yeah,
There's no contest.
there's no question. I mean, that's why it's not like everyone knew.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't know, if you've never played that game and you consider yourself a gamer,
I don't know what you're doing with your life.
you have missed out.
The thing about that game is I recently played it like a couple months ago. It's still the best game ever made. Like
It's so
still
good.
It's still good.
I remember when I first picked that game up, and I just didn't get it at the time. Like I didn't understand behind the back. I
Yep.
couldn't shoot anything. Like it was because it was the first of its kind. And I had so much trouble when I got to the first time you go into the village.
Yeah.
Where you just get slaughtered.
That's so great. Like that gets out of hand so quick. Like it is one of those that really escalated. That
Yeah.
really got out of hand quickly.
Like I'm 10 minutes in and I can't beat this. I'm like, there's
Yeah.
no way I can finish this game. So I just quit playing it.
yeah.
And then like a couple months later, I'm like, man, I really want to play that again.
Yeah, I'll
so
give this another shot.
yeah, so I did, and I figured it out, and man, am I happy I did because it was so good.
I cannot say enough good things about that game.
I just love how they just completely kick your ass, and they're like, okay, you want to
Mhm.
be a boy about this? You're gonna have to be a man.
Yeah, and there's so many things that is much of an action game as it is. It holds on to a lot of horror elements that like really make it. Just certain things like I remember like running across the like defending the house is like the zombies are coming in, stuff like that. And the thing with that game is it does everything. There's a minecart stage, there's an elevator part, there's every game trope is in there, and it's all executed so well.
I know.
And-
I love the castle.
Love the castle. Best thing in any video game ever. Shooting them in the face, running up and punching them. It's so great.
It is. It's so fun.
Yeah, and then in Mercenaries, you get Hunk, you just snap their neck. It's the greatest
I
thing
wish
ever.
you could play through the whole game as Hunk.
Yes, I wish you could as well. And
At
then
least you get them though.
yeah, and it's so long too.
It is.
Like I remember the first time I ever played that game, it actually came out on my birthday because I remember I didn't have any money, but my mom got it for me for my birthday. I played it for 14 hours
Straight.
the first time
And you beat it?
I don't think that I did. I think I got close and I was like, I got to take a break. I think I got out of the castle and I was like, this is still going. Like when it went to the island, I'm like, I got to take a break.
Yeah. And then what the hell what are those guys called? The Iron Maidens.
Yeah, Iron Maidens are scary as hell.
Yeah, they might be one of the scariest enemies ever, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
They make that weird sound where they like breathe.
And
It's
like,
yeah.
Kester, calm down.
Yeah, it's terrifying. And it always plays the music. It's like doom, and then the breathing starts.
Yep. And then the other thing is like, oh shit, you like decide to run away, but then you see its arm like try to get you.
Yeah, those are so great. And what else is bosses are in that are scary. Like the salamander is pretty frightening. I really like that one you have to like freeze and keep shooting. It's like Salazar's like henchman. He has like those two guys standing beside him the whole time.
Why don't I remember that?
I don't know,
Fuck.
but it's It's pretty terrifying.
I was
It's like right after you fall through into the well,
okay.
and he like throws up his like grappling hook and cuts him in the face. It's and without a doubt the coolest you ever feel playing a video game.
When you're yeah, dude.
Like Leon is so awesome.
He is. He's such a badass.
You're like, I am so cool.
And I actually really like it. That I think it's called It.
What?
That unkillable creature that you have to go through like the carts that are hanging over the valley.
Yeah, that is a good part.
And like
you have to drop him, and then he comes up.
Mm-hmm. I thought his name was It.
It could be. I don't remember
is.
all the monsters' names.
Yeah, but that one freaked me out. I thought that was a really cool boss battle.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting.
And just the way the game just keeps going and flowing, and it never gets boring.
Yeah, it never gets bad.
No,
I would say that the villain is probably the weakest.
Salazar.
I just don't think he's that cool.
No, it's not about him. I like the kid, the like little Napoleon guy.
Yes, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's funny, but I
Yeah.
can't even remember his name.
No, but he's my favorite in the game.
Yeah.
Because he's just a little dickhead.
He is the worst.
He
And then he turns into that crazy thing, and you
Yep.
have to like shoot its eyeball.
Yep.
I might play that game tonight when I go home.
Do it. I might
But
play
yeah,
it soon too.
hands down,
Yeah,
best horror game
for sure.
because it's the best game ever made. I'm still sticking with it.
It's close. It's in the discussion for me,
Yeah.
but it's not really going to ever top.
No, yeah, your
no.
Zelda love
Yeah.
will always be
Yeah.
your main priority in life, I think.
Yeah,
It really is.
it's the only thing that's keeping me going.
Yeah, is your love of Zelda. And knowing the Name of the Wind is coming.
Name of the Wind.
Did I say Name of the Wind? Sorry, Breath of the Wild. I was thinking of that book for some reason.
Brent's gonna have a field day with that.
Okay, good.
He's gonna shit his pants. Brent, calm down. Calm down.
Calm down, Brent.
I know you're laughing.
This is a slip of the tongue.
Name of the Wind.
Or Breath of the Wild, or whatever the hell it's called.
It was close.
Not even close. In my defense, I'm pretty hungover and I'm pretty tired.
Dude, it was just funny. It's okay.
It's hilarious.
I take no offense.
You better not take any offense. All
I'm gonna
right.
call it Name of the Wind from now on, though.
There you go.
All right. Is there anything else?
You know what my favorite thing about Halloween is?
What?
Treehouse of Horrors.
Ah, nice.
Just throwing that out there.
That's good. Gretz will appreciate that.
I just love The Simpsons.
Good.
Still always the best episode. All right. I think we're done.
That's it.
That's it.
All right.
You're still going to have to do the shout outs.
Shout outs. Oh, jeez.
I'm
Mr.
sorry.
BS.
Shout out.
Dragon Power.
Shout out.
3 Cuckoos.
Shout out.
Master Debaters.
Shout out.
Martin's Gaming.
Shout out.
Happy Halloween, motherfucker.
Go murder my murder.